Welcome back.
We're here for another episode of What's in Your Leadership Backpack. And as promised last time, if you haven't checked that out, hop back on and look at the video around drama.
Yeah. In that video, we talked about the ways to avoid drama and the last step being accountability. Accountability being one of those steps that's really required in any kind of relationship. But they can get really hard, especially when people are not keeping the agreements that they have made. So we want to roll through kind of two different scenarios. One scenario where there was an agreement made and somebody realizes that they are not going to be able to, that they messed up, basically. And another scenario where there was an agreement and the person did not realize that they messed up and their teammate is responsible for the accountability.
Brings that to light.
Yeah.
So scenario one, all under accountability, agreements are set. The agreement that Shannon and I have in this scenario is share progress every Friday over email about a project we're working on. So that's an agreement we have.
That we're both going to share this progress.
Yep. Every Friday.
And it is now Monday, Tuesday, the following week, and I have realized that I completely forgot to do that. So in the spirit of accountability, I have the best choice is to come clean about it, right? Like my other choice is to bury my head in the sand and like hope that no one notices. And let's be honest, like that happens. We've all done that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe no one will notice. Or it's not that big of a deal, whatever it is. But in this relationship that we have, we've agreed that this is what we're going to do. And so the accountability looks like this. I'm going to take personal responsibility as a leader. I'm going to say, hey, Conrad, I totally messed up. I know we agreed that we would submit our progress every Friday. I didn't get to it. I don't really have a great explanation. It just didn't happen. I'm really sorry. And I'm willing to recommit.
I appreciate you bringing this up. It was kind of on the back of my mind, and I'm just honored that you're bringing this forth and recommitting to the agreement for the sake of like us moving forward. So grace on this one. We'll be back on track next week.
Awesome. That's it. Very simple. And we want to point out two things. One, Conrad used the word grace, but the other is rigor. And this is the piece that we're hearing a lot of clients have an issue with, is that they have a really hard time holding the rigor. They're holding the grace, but they're not holding the rigor.
Yeah, and maybe even grace is like just not even accountable. It's just like giving excuses. So grace is that Shannon had something came up, maybe brought it to light. We worked through it and we're recommitted and moving forward.
Yeah.
So number two, second scenario, we call this you didn't do it. So
you didn't do the thing.
You didn't do the thing. So I didn't do the thing in this scenario, and we're going to share the agreement and then model what that could potentially look like.
So the agreement is that Conrad was going to submit a draft presentation to the team. He's responsible for creating this draft presentation. He was going to submit it on Monday. It's now like Wednesday. It's not done. He hasn't said anything. We want to avoid drama. So to do that, I'm going to approach Conrad and say, hey, Conrad, that thing that you said you were going to do, the draft presentation that was due on Monday, I noticed you didn't, like, we haven't seen it. What's up?
Yeah, I know that's really important to the team. And as a leader, I want to own that. I didn't come to you. I don't want to take responsibility for that. And I know what's important. I'm going to make it happen. Actually, today I have some time, and you're going to have it by the end of the day, and I'm recommitting to having that rhythm back in place. There's some things that's my responsibility. I'll let some overbooking happen. I want to take that and move forward.
All right, thanks.
Absolutely, and that's an example of that. My immediate response could have gone straight to blame or pointing or other things like that, which there may have been circumstances in life that happened, right? And there often are. And we're inviting in for the sake of mitigating drama to take responsibility and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So from these, we have two, so these were two scenarios. I didn't do the thing, you didn't do the thing.
Yeah, and what we really want to do is mitigate that drama, like you said. And one way, I just want to underline this, one way mitigating the drama when, you know, you didn't do that thing, when Conrad didn't do that thing, instead of me sitting at my desk and just blaming him and talking about the fact that he didn't do this thing behind his back, I'm going to him, right? So it's actually the person who is stepping forward to hold the accountability that is preventing the drama, right?
Yep.
That's what we want.
Yeah, thanks for underlining that. That's
Yeah.
a really important part. It's grace and rigor on the other side too, and actually stepping in for the sake of the relationship.
Yeah, and for the sake of the thing that needs to get done.
Yeah, that too.
It's not about us, right? Like it is, our relationship is what's making this thing happen, this presentation, this project, this amazing work that we're doing in the world. But it's not, that's what this is in service of.
Right.
Right. Okay, so how do we clean up when agreements have been broken and we're having these accountability conversations? How do we clean it up?
So back to the beginning of what we talked about in the last video, making time. So after an event such as this happens, it's making time for the relationship and for getting stuff done and asking, what is the agreements we need now? Maybe it's the same, maybe it's a recommitment, maybe it's something new. And then also, what else do we need to support and be successful with one another? So asking those questions for the sake of a relationship, cleaning that up, making sure there's nothing else to clear, and
moving on.
Rolling.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening.
We're moving on. We're moving on to, and we'll see you next time. Be well.